Hello, today I want to talk on Achu and yellow soup preparation. Achu and yellow soup is a traditional dish that is predominantly eaten or consumed in Cameroon. In my interest is that Cameroon has more than 250 ethnic groups, with each ethnic group having their own traditional dish that represents them. Achu and yellow soup is predominantly consumed by the Bambileke and the Bamenda people. The Bambilikes are in the western region of Cameroon, while the Bamenda people are in the northwest region of Cameroon. I am particularly interested in presenting the methodology and the processes that it takes to prepare this dish from start to consumption. As a social work student, I am particularly interested in how food can promote social groupings. Food can promote social interactions. How food can be symbolic to people all over the world. Going forward, I want to talk on 3 stages of preparing this food. Beginning with what you see on the screen. The colocasia is what we see on the screen, or you can call it cocoyam. This is the tuber that, when prepared, it becomes a chew. But how do we do it? We start by washing it, if it's already washed, and then we boil it. When we boil it, then we peel it. You see the next slide? The next slide is about that is cocoyam that is already peeled. Already peeled, but it is not yet been pounded or blended. Next, we see how it is pounded. You can see it is in a mortar with a pestle. Now, 2 ways you can do this. It's either you put it in the mortar and pound it, or you put it in the blender and blend it. But the traditional way is done by putting it in the mortar and pounding. And then next, we have the dough. When the cocoyam is pounded, then you have the dough. When you pound the dough, when you pound it, make sure there are no lumps, because if you have lumps in it, nobody will want to consume it. Then you put it in a plate and make sure it's warm. Keep it aside. And then next, you go to the yellow soup. But before I talk about the yellow soup, I will want to quickly let us know that at this point, your cocoyam is boiled, is peeled, is pounded, and then is set aside. The dough is set aside, waiting for the yellow soup. On the screen, we have the meat. When it comes to preparing the yellow soup, these are the ingredients that makes up the preparation of the yellow soup. Beginning with the meat, you have the meat which you boil. The meat can be meat alone, but if you want to add more other substances, you can add meat, fish, mushroom, and any others meat that you like, whether pork or beef. You boil it. After boiling it, you're going to get the stock. Next, this side of the PowerPoint is the stock of the meat. Then, next, we have Maggi cube. Maggi cube is one of the ingredients. And the powder Maggi cube is one of the ingredients that is used to prepare the soup. Next, we have limestone. You can see limestone both sides. This PowerPoint, this side, is the limestone that is melted. Put water and melt it in order to use it. Then we have, next is palm oil. We have palm oil, and we also have Achu spices. This is called Achu spices, but it is used to make the yellow soup. And then next, we have the making of the yellow soup. And at this point, we're going to use the stock, the meat stock. We'll go ahead and put in all the ingredients, beginning from the spices, salt, palm oil, the limestone. We put everything together except the meat. And then we can use a spoon, a wooden spoon, to stir it. But here you can see is much more of a hand blender that is used, electric hand blender, to blend it. And when you put everything together and you start blending, what makes the soup yellow is when the limestone comes together with the palm oil. Let's see what happened next. At this point, you have the prepared yellow soup, but now you can see that there's some dark stuff in there, and that is the meat. After stirring everything to your taste, then you put the meat, and it is ready for consumption. Next, we'll see a plate of achu that is boiled. You can see the achu boiled, soup inside, and the meat, fish, cow skin, all around the dish, ready for consumption. So, we have the meat, the fish, cow skin that is put together, including the achu that makes the yellow soup totally and ready for consumption. Thank you.